Hi guys, Ruben from motostickia.com here. Today I'm going to show you how to apply a side graphic on a side fairing from a Yamaha R6. But let's see some pictures of the final result first. Here's how the fairing looks with its original decals applied. And here's how it looks with my decals applied. Here's the top of the fairing with the original decals. And here is the top of the fairing with my decals applied. Okay, so we have saw the final result. Now let's see how the whole process of the applying is going. Enjoy the video and I hope that it will be helpful enough for you.
Hi guys, this is Ruben from Motostickia and we have here a fairing from Yamaha R6 2008 which we are going to apply decals on. Now this is my cousin's bike. My cousin's on the camera right now and he has put it on the ground again, and that's why we have repainted, and we are going to apply these decals here. They are ready. This is how you're going to receive your decals. Some have transfer tape on them and some not. Now, when the decal is from one piece, it is always better not to have transfer tape because it's always easier to apply it just like that. And when the decal is like this, it's from more than one part, it's always better to have transfer tape so you can remove it from the paper and then place it. Of course, we are going to use water. Now, what you have to do is to prepare your decals. Of course, the fairing, which is clean and perfectly prepared for applying. Water and soap mix and a squeegee. If you're going to order big decals, you're going to receive a squeegee. I always send to my customers a squeegee as a gift because it's very important to have it. And a rack. And now we are ready and we are going to start the applying. I have a picture of a bike here. You can't see it right now, but I opened here a picture of the 2008 blue R6 because it is very important to see exactly where to put every decal, every angle, and of course the whole fairing. So we're going to start with the bigger one, and when you have a decal which is big like this one, the best way to remove it from the paper is to turn it upside down, and then because first of all you must see the shape, and there's several places that can cause damage if you're not very careful, because if I start to remove it from here, in some point when I go to here I can damage the decal if I'm not careful, and that's why first of all see the total shape of the decal and then we can start removing it from the paper. And the best way is to keep the decal on the ground and to remove the paper itself. So here it is the problem spot, but after I keep also this part there will be no problem at all. And now the paper is removed. After that, what you should do is to spray the back of the decal with this water and salt mix that I have prepared before that, because you cannot apply the decal without this thing. It is absolutely impossible. And now it is absolutely ready to be installed. I take the fairing again, I press the decal, and this water and soap mix allows me to move the decal without applying it, because I must find the perfect place to put it. I am looking at the picture of my PC right now, and what I see is that the decal here starts from this place. After that, I am going right to the corner of the fairing here, maybe a little bit here, closer to the edge. I think that's the exact place to put it. Okay, so I'm ready here, and of course it goes to itself to the end. After you find the perfect place to apply it, like this, you take up the squeegee and you start to remove the water which is underneath the decal, like this. Careful, you don't hurry at all. The first few times you must be gentle when removing it, because otherwise it can move, the decal can move, and you must do that all over again. So the first few times you must be a little bit gentle, and after that, after half of the water removed, do that again, this time more harder, push harder, because you cannot allow to any signs of water to stay underneath. And of course, after all the water is out, the decal will be applied perfectly, without any bubbles or any air. You can use your fingers, of course, too. The edges are always places that you must be careful with. It is always better to start from the middle of the decal to all the edges. Here we have some bubbles left. Oops. Now, as you may know, my decals are not printed, they are cut from vinyl, and that is why these are 3 different layers of vinyl. So, because this is the top one, it is better to do it like that, because otherwise I can damage these edges here. And we are almost ready with that. Of course, the best thing to do is to double check every place for any signs of water underneath. I'm doing that right now, and I assure myself that there is no water. So after that I just take the rack and clean the surface and remove all the water. And we are finished with that part, and now we take the next one. I prefer to take this part because, of course, these 2 parts are on the edges here and they can guide me, and this one, which stays in the middle, will be easily placed after that, because the place will be more specific for it to stay. So it is clean, the surface is clean, of course, and we make the same thing with the removing the decal with this one. Again, now this is easier to remove because it hasn't got problem places that can damage the decal, maybe only this thing here. Of course, you must not hurry at all. This is your bike. If you want, you can spend a whole day placing this thing, but at the end you must be happy with all this decals that you have received, so please don't hurry with this and take it seriously, of course. I have sprayed the back of this decal too, so it is ready to be installed. Again, looking at the picture on my PC, and after that placing it exactly where it should be. Doing that careful with my fingers, and then take the squeegee and start to remove the water underneath. The water is very important because of course it doesn't allow to any bubbles to show up, but also to any little things that can stick on the decal when you remove it from the paper, because no matter how little they are, they can be seen when you apply the decal. So when you have a good water and soap mix, this should be avoided. Again, for places like this one, you can use your fingers to push it, because it is gentle, and I can change its angle with the squeegee at some point. I am started to push harder now because I have removed half of the water, and now I'm doing that with the other half. It's not hard at all, but it's not complicated. It's just that you need to be careful, and that's all. I think that I'm ready, but I will remove all the water just to see if there is a place that I haven't seen with water underneath, of course. Here is one place. I can push it with my fingers, and it's ready. Okay, so this one's ready too, and there are actually two parts that have left. This one and the little one here, starting of course with the bigger one, the one with the transfer tape. I use two types of transfer tape. The one is fully transparent and the other is not, and there is a reason for that, because this one is more thinner, and for decals like this, which are big, it is always better to use it, because when pushing with the squeegee, sometimes you can not easily remove all the water if you use a transparent transfer tape. And this decal I can stick directly without using water, because it's small, but this one is big, so I should use water, and it is better to use a transfer tape that looks like this. The procedure is basically the same, but the easier thing is that the transfer tape is the one that is used to take the decal. I'm not sure I'm using the correct word here, but anyway. It's removed and again sprayed with water. And then place it on the right position, which I think is here. gently push it with your fingers at the starting point, and then gently again start to remove the water. This vinyl here that I have used for this R6 logo is a little bit thinner, so I'm taking it a little bit more careful than usual. It's very strong after you have applied it, but now it is a little bit weak, so I don't want to screw it up. And I do that carefully. The only negative of having a transfer tape is that it is a little bit harder to see if some water have been left underneath or not, and that's why I have told you that when it's an option not to use transfer tape, you better use it. So that's why exactly I have applied these two graphics without the help of transfer tape, but of course it's impossible to do that here. And now, after we have removed the water, it's time to remove the transfer tape. The decal is already applied, so you just use your fingers to make the final adjustments if they needed to be done. And that's all. So my cousin here tells me that we don't have time in our SD card, so we're going to be back later for the final part of this. Okay, we're here for the final part of our video because our memory card got going out of order, but now everything's fine and we can do the final part, which is this little decal. Applying it will make the fairing look just like the factory one, and like I have told you before, this one you can apply without using a water and soap mix, and I will show you exactly how to do that. Remove the paper and then place it. Of course you cannot just put it like this because this will cause some air bubbles to stay underneath and the decal will look not like it is supposed to. So I am now looking at the picture of the bike on my PC and I think that this will be the starting point here. So I am first applying just the transfer tape without the decal itself, and when I do that I adjust the decal and then start to push with my fingers like this, and there you go, you're ready. I can push, of course, with the squeegee a little bit just to make sure that every part is perfectly applied. Of course, if you don't think you're confident enough, you can use water and soap, but I think this one is not too hard to be applied without water. Removing the transfer tape, and here it is. a perfect look, and everything's done perfectly, I think. The fairing is just like new paint, new decals. Of course, we will do that soon again, because my cousin will probably fall with his bike again, but for now everything is good. And now, cousin, you can make a little closer tour so our friends can see how the decals are applied. No bubbles. The colors are looking great. So there you go. The fairing is like new and we're finished. These decals will last very long time. So there is absolutely nothing that can ruin them. Water, sunshine or whatever. The only thing that can ruin them is a new fall, which I hope will not happen soon. So that's all, folks. Of course, if you need something, just go to motosticker.com and you will find everything for your bike. Bye, and until next time.